Hey everyone, welcome to another sketchbook flip through. Today this is my latest sketchbook. I just finished it on August 1st. And I think I started in March. So that was pretty quick. I don't typically go through sketchbooks that quick, but I've been busy. So here we go. As usual, I like to decorate my entire book with whatever stickers I have around, which is super fun. That makes it different each time. Whoops. Back to my beginning page as usual. I always do my first page with Sole Deo Gloria, to God be the glory. And I did this one with this little palette that my sister-in-law made for me out of rocks and some other miscellaneous things from my old hometown. It was so cool. Such a fun idea. Okay, this was from the DC sketch group meetup thingamabobber. We went to the botanical gardens in DC, and I just love this leaf. It was so huge, so pretty. This is a park that is kind of close to my house. Just desperate for something to draw one day. I just went there and it was kind of cold. It was still early in the year. This is from a restaurant, Portner Brew House, and alas, this place has closed down since I drew this picture. But it was nice, colorful bunch of jars in front of me that, you know, hold the stuff for the drinks, like cherries and such. This was from the next sketch group meetup. It was, I forget the name of the museum, but it was like a modern art museum, and I was not happy with this. I wasn't liking anything I saw that day, and so I just sat down and started doing what was in front of me, and yeah, not excited about it. A few days later, I went to the Cherry Blossom Festival with my friend Chris, who I met at the DC sketch groups. And yeah, we both just sat and painted the cherry blossoms. It was so windy that day. Oh my gosh, it was so windy. I can't even believe we didn't blow away while we were painting this. A trip to the National Air and Space Museum, the one out towards Dulles, not the one that's downtown DC. I love the Space Shuttle Discovery. So nostalgic, so big, so amazing. So of course I had to sketch it. I went to a retreat back to my old home in Butler at this cute little bed and breakfast. So during some of the free time, I went and sat outside. It was freezing, but sunny, so I survived. And I happened to have my Instax camera along, so I took a little picture of it. It just happened to be black and white film, which I thought was very nice and charming to put into this. Our friends back home that own the Reclamation pub opened a cigar bar and speakeasy that my son happens to work at. So I was checking the place out the one day and just drew what was in front of me. That's what I do a lot, can you tell? Drawing what's in front of you. This is a different sketch group that I go to sometimes. It's a nature journaling meetup, and these Virginia bluebells were in bloom that time. They were everywhere and so cute little flowers. So yeah, I screwed up something behind this. I didn't like it, so I just covered it and wrote a little journal entry. That is a nice sketchbook hack for you right there. Helps you make it look nice even though you did something you didn't like. And I used to collect stamps whenever I was a kid, so I have a whole album full of stamps. So I just went through the album and tried to find some coordinating stamps just for just for fun. My friend Lorraine came to visit, and she likes to sketch as well. So here we are sketching, and this is what I sketched. It was along the Potomac. This is the third sketch group that I went to. I think it's called DC Urban Sketchers. But we met in Old Town, and there was only, I think there was 4 or 5 of us, but this is what we did. Actually, no. One time I just wanted to draw something, so I went down Old Town Alexandria and found this. And there's lots of boats and cute stuff along the edge there, and lots of places to sit, so that was great. Another sketch group, we went to the National Art Museum, and this was really fun because we just sat down on the floor and I sketched. These are 2 of my favorite paintings there. This is a Renoir and this is a Degas. And this one is just so beautiful, so huge, and it was so fun to try to capture it in my own way. And honestly, I don't know if I was allowed to use wet media there, but I did it, and no one said anything. So this was from a 3rd sketch group that I have gone to, the DC Urban Sketchers. They don't meet quite as often, and there was like 5 of us? Yeah, it says 5 of us. So we sat down along the water in Old Town Alexandria again, and there you go. It was a really hot day that day. So between March and May, it went from really cold to really hot. This was super fun. We went to visit our friends in Stanton, Virginia, and we realized there was a beer tour type passport thing. You got this little passport, and if you went to all the different breweries, if you got a certain amount of stamps, you could send it in and get a free t-shirt, which we did, and I got my t-shirt. So I just sketch a little something from each one, and these are the stamps in the day that I got them, and we just happened to be near the Love, Virginia is for lovers, little sign sculpture thingy. I don't know what it is, but it travels around Virginia, so we got our pictures in it, and I just printed that and pasted it in there. This was another adventure from that weekend. We went on a hike in the Shenandoah National Park, and so this is a little piece of the map and just some things I collected. And this is a picture, I took this picture of my husband sitting on a rock way over yonder, so I sketched it. This was at a winery tour that we went to with our friends. We went camping to their camp this weekend, and there was a nice little winery there, so we kind of got our chairs out and sat around and talked and drank some wine. And so I just got a couple stamps that matched from my album, and this is one of the labels. And then back at their camp, this was what I sketched while sitting around the fire, the little forest in front of me. Another meetup, we met at a place called A Baked Joint, and it was like a fancy like cafe, coffee shop, and we all sat outside, and these were a couple other the sketchers that were in the group. This was another one. I'm not too excited about it, but you know, I went to the Air and Space Museum again, and so I just tried to quickly sketch as we passed by the different, you know, helicopters and airplanes and such. It was fun. It's always a challenge to sketch on the go-go. Not just on the go, but on the go-go. Like standing. Another, back at the art journaling, or not art journaling, nature journaling group, there really wasn't anything to sketch yet because all the flowers weren't out, and there wasn't any mushrooms. Like, we looked for everything, so I just found some leaves and did a little sketch. It was just a couple of us that day. we went to visit some friends in Illinois, and we went to this beautiful park. It's like a gorge park hike thing, and so I didn't have time to sketch on the spot, but I took some pictures and I ended up doing this one later. I was really happy the way it turned out. This was July, which was like the World Watercolor Month, I guess. So I thought I'd participate by doing just one little watercolor every day. And I just put a little stamp beside each one. It was really fun. It was fun just to put like little mundane things that you may forget about. Like this water bottle is my favorite water bottle right now, but I know in a few years I won't have that anymore, and then I'll be like, oh, I remember that. And you know, like this little bottle, excuse me, this bottle of champagne, when we closed on our house, the lawyer that we went through gave this to us. And towards the end of the month, it was also the National Moth Week, so I just decided to do moths because I was running out of things that I wanted to sketch. This was from Audiofeed Music Festival in Illinois. This was like the main stage that was outside, which we sat in front of almost every day because we're old and we wanted our seats. So we just sat under a tent and I wrote down all the bands we saw every day. And then here's a little Polaroid of the actual scene. These were from the Nature Journaling Meetup again. The swamp rose mallows started to bloom and they were gorgeous. So I did this one on the spot and it was raining, and I think that is why it turned out so light and airy looking, because my page was wet. It literally was raining on me while I was painting this, and I love the way it turned out. So I tried to do it again when I got home of one of the pink ones, and it did not turn out the same. I would love to paint like this more often, so I guess I'm just gonna have to keep trying. This was a gouache painting. I did this one not on the spot again. I did it after the fact at home. My husband and I went on a bike trip to Great Falls, and it's so awesome there. Tons of wildlife and really, really cool water flowing. So I, once again, I cut out a little piece of the map and I put this stamp, because it is a national park. They have it in the office, and this was a cool bird we saw along the way. We were like, what is that thing? It looks so weird. It looked like a penguin with long legs, but it's a black-crowned night heron. And then this is the last one. I actually did a time-lapse of this, which you can watch in my YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that below. But another scene from the trail. I was really happy the way that one turned out, done with gouache. And that's it. Here's just the typical last page, a bunch of scribblies and stamps from Washington, D.C. So there you have it. There's my latest journal. Please let me know if you like this, if you're inspired, or, just talk to me, okay? Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to do or talk about for a video, and please like and subscribe and share this with your friends. Anybody that wants to learn about watercolors or sketch journaling, send them my way and let me know if you have any questions, because I would love to answer them. Have a great day.